Hi guys, Danger Rock here. I'm really excited today because today we got a really great figure review coming. Here we got the Marvel Legends Retro Spider-Man Smythe versus Peter Parker VHS 2-pack. I absolutely love this packaging right here. Same that we get with the other retro line for the rest of it. But it's just really awesome. We got a nice Spider-Man logo right there. We got Smythe and Peter Parker here. Here you can see his camera. Here's a look at the package from the side. Here's a look at the package from the top. And what I really like, if you watch my Mary Jane and Green Goblin video, is I really like the way this packaging, these look like VHS tapes, which is awesome. I can't wait to open up and review it. On the back, we get a really nice shot of these two figures, and there's nothing at the bottom. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to open this thing up, and I'm going to compare them to some other Spider-Man Marvel Legends that I have. So definitely watch to the end of this video because I got some really good comparisons. Now setting his box aside, the first one looks like we got here is Alistair Smythe. I've always wanted a really nice Alistair Smythe figure. Before we review him, I got to get both figures out of the box, but just looking at him already, he looks absolutely fantastic. And right here, we got Peter Parker. Awesome. Now, before we take a look at the figures themselves, of course, we're going to take a look at his accessories. Smythe comes with these two extra grabbing hands right here. I think that's really nice. And of course, Peter Parker comes with his camera. What would he be without his camera? Star photographer. And I do like that we get these web shooting hands. I think that's really cool. And taking a look at the back of the package of the figure, I really like these poses. So that's really nice. And what we're going to do now is we're going to start off by looking at Alistair Smythe. Oh yeah, this is a really nice looking figure. I think Hasbro killed it with this head sculpt. I think it looks really good. He's got head articulation. It can move side to side. His elbows could move up that far. He has articulation in his arms, his elbows, his wrists can fully rotate. He's got a nice ab crunch right here. I could go pretty far back. His legs can kick outward that far, in that far. His knees do bend. There we go. So they could go that far up. He has articulation in his feet. Of course, he does have peg holes at the bottom of his feet. That looks really nice. I really like the gray paint on this. I love the way they took Alistair Smythe, how he looked later on in the seasons of the show. He didn't look like this at the start of the cartoon, but towards the end of it, he looked like this, which I think is really cool. I also like the black that they used. Really nice paint job there. And I saved the best for last. Here we're looking at Peter Parker, which it's very interesting because Peter Parker was released already in the retro line, and it was a really good figure. I just wasn't a big fan of the head sculpt, which I have it right here, but I have it with his Spidey head on, half of his Spidey mask. Really love that head sculpt right there. And of course, they're dressed completely different. First, let's compare the two cameras right here. I actually like the one I just got here a lot better because I feel like this one's more show accurate, even though they're wearing completely different shirts and vests and everything. But this is still a good figure if you display them like that. And I absolutely love this. His head can fully rotate. His arms could go up that far, and they could go in. His arms can swivel. And I really like the detail they included here for his watch. I think that's really cool. And his legs can kick out that far. They're not really that limited by his coat right here. His knees swivel. He could bend his legs. He does have ankle pivot. You see, you could rotate that far and back that far. He does have articulation in his feet. And what's really cool, which I want to do, is see if this camera, it just fits right in his hand right here. Now that's awesome. This is going to be great to display. And what we could do is we could put in one of his web shooting hands right here. Really nice, so we could get a nice web shooting hand with this camera, which I think is really cool. Get this guy in all kinds of unique poses. I absolutely love this figure. It turned out great, especially the way his hair is on his head sculpt. And I do want to put him with our Mary Jane Watson right here, which Peter was taller than Mary Jane in the show. So I think right here, this is just great for display. You shouldn't have any problem displaying these two together. These are both great figures. The best line Hasbro has ever put out. I absolutely love it. And setting them aside right here, what we're going to do is we're going to take our Alistair Smythe, and I'm going to swap his hands. So we can see how he looks with a different set of hands. Really nice. Really cool Alistair Smythe. So what we're going to do now is some comparisons. So setting aside our Smythe figure, our Peter Parker figure, our Mary Jane, and our 2020 first release Peter Parker, what I'm also going to bring in to scale these guys with is what I believe to be the best Spider-Man Marvel Legend. We have the 2020 retro card back Spider-Man right here. So we could see he's a little bit taller than our Peter Parker, which is understandable because of his mask. So they're about the same height, which I think is really cool. And if we want to scale him with our Alistair Smythe, I think that's pretty good right there. And one more comparison I want to do for old time's sake. Is still one of my very favorites in my collection. The best Spider-Man cartoon of all time, The Spectacular Spider-Man, which this figure is several years old. I know there's a release of this figure that's a lot better than the one I'm holding right now, but since this was the first one I ever gotten and where collecting all started for me, we're going to compare them. So that's really cool. So yeah, really nice collection we got here of figures. These are all gonna look great to display next to each other. I don't have any issues with that. My favorite out of the pack, of course, is the Peter Parker. That's what made me want to buy this so much. He just looks so cartoon accurate to me. It's just an amazing figure. So yeah, guys, this has been my review of the Marvel Legends Retro Spider-Man VHS Smythe vs. Peter Parker 2-pack. Please like this video. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't, so we could get that collection video on its way once we reach 500 subscribers. And guys, let me know in the comments down below, what's your favorite Spider-Man figure from the retro line? I really want to hear the feedback from you guys. Which figures do you like? Which figures do you think are the very best in your collection? And I would definitely recommend that you pick this up, whether you're a fan of the 90s series or you just collect Spider-Man in general. You definitely don't miss out on this. And thank you for watching as always, and I'll see you guys on the next video review.